What's up, guys? Welcome to the Nerd Talk podcast, Nerdy Talk for Nerdy Fans. I'm your host, Remington Kais, and we got a very special guest in the building. Creator of the animated series Soulbound. We got uh, animator and director Jeff Sterling.
I'm also a writer.
And a writer.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, tell us a little bit about your project. I know you got the new animated series out there, and you got some pretty nice voice actors attached to it. Tell us a little about it.
Yeah, it was kind of just like a small little thing I did with some friends. Kind of like a surreal comedy thriller mix, kind of mix of the two. And I just kind of happened to have like a lot of actor friends, and I just figured, you guys are really talented, and you've been kind of, I've noticed how you're kind of struggling to get into the industry. I'm going to help out. So, I really like, the biggest thing I want to do with this series is platform the actors on it, really, because they're spectacular, really.
You got one of the guys who plays Nappa from Team 4-Star on
there. Yeah. That's our special guest.
He's so funny in the series. I love it. I love his sound effects and
yeah.
Did any existing work help create the idea?
So I mean, like, if you really want me to say, I guess this. So basically, this whole thing started as like a comic series me and a couple friends would do at like the middle school lunch table.
Isn't that all the best ones start like that?
Yeah, it was basically like a thing. I did like my own. It was basically like I did like a comic, which was like my own adaptation of like putting like all our like original characters in like a story type of thing. And I was just like a thing that I kept shelved for a while. And then like sometime after I had, graduated college, studying like narrative craft and screenplay, I decided to take another crack at it. And, instead I did in the form of a script for a pilot episode. And again, I sat on it for a while, and because I was working on a feature film that I'm still, deep in development on. But then, at one point I just got a little fatigued, and I wanted to try something new. So I figured, it'd be a smaller scale project. So I'd just kind of give it a go, and it was an unexpected hit. So I just kind of kept with it. Oh, sorry, you're going quiet for me.
The opening tone for the series was very intriguing. Was there a specific theme you wanted to convey from the opening shots to the final end part?
Oh, for like episode 1?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, because the whole idea is that it's like these are like, these three main characters are like actually normal people who got like summoned into like this spiritual plane and are trapped there.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to find a way out. So the whole idea was I just wanted to like, because most series will like try to like jump, show us like what happened before. But to me, I wanted to try and keep a lot of it more mysterious, because I thought that might be a little more interesting, a little more of an interesting angle. And most of that was by just kind of immersing ourselves in our POV character, Lupe. And that's what like that kind of like, sort of slower or slow burn kind of tone is meant to do,
Yeah, I like it, man. It was really interesting. Almost reminds me of like, those RPGs on like the Super Nintendo kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It feels like something that would be that kind of era. Like almost like a love letter.
I grew up on like that era, definitely. Like, I would say definitely like I love like Game Boy Advance era Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
I would say that probably influenced my aesthetic.
The visual style feels very distinct. What tools did you use to bring it to life?
So
like software.
It was like, method. I mean, it was a bunch of stuff. I mean, I would say like the whole pilot episode was put together by like fucking Scotch tape and like, it was like, it really was like this giant kind of homunculus thing where it was, firstly I was animating some stuff, and this is like my first time animating in like a decade. Okay. And then I'd also get help from some of my artist friends who also pitched in, and of course that led to it not having like a super consistent art style in the first episode, which is something that I am working to like slowly smooth out in episodes 2 and 3 while still giving it that distinct feel.
Were there any challenges you faced, and how did you solve them?
I mean, fucking everything, like I was going into this, just completely, I went into this completely bare. So like it was a pit of trials. It was like the entire first episode had the messiest production cycle. It took, I think, like a year to make because there was just so much we were still figuring out. Yeah, and obviously there's a much faster turnaround with our other episodes. Like we're trying to get into being like, sort of in a similar area to Amazing Digital Circus, where we're releasing them like once every couple months.
Yeah, I remember I worked on animation in college, and we did Flash, and that was the most annoying thing to work with because you'd have the Flash characters trying to go forward, and something little would go wrong, and they start moving backwards. And you're like,
"Oh, were you doing like motion tweening?"
Maybe it was just kind of, even just trying to get the characters to move a certain way was just difficult.
Gotcha. Like, well, I mean, we weren't doing like frame by frame, right? You were actually doing like, like a character with like like bone joints, and like you're like actually like moving it.
Yeah, I would put like I would have like a walking cycle, almost like you would do for like an RPG, and try to put it together.
Oh, okay. Were you like drawing like the individual frames of him walking?
I had three outlines for it.
Okay.
And then I was trying to get like a thing where I could just have the background moving. It would just be the same three designs for the character, so it would make it look like it was walking. And it would always end up going backwards instead of going forward.
I mean, like the biggest thing is like trying to match the speed with the speed of the background, or else it can look kind of floaty,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I took classes doing Flash in like high school, so.
Did you work solo on this project? Did you have a whole team helping with you? What was kind of the collaborator roles, and how did you guys divide the workload?
I mean, like I say, it was mostly just me, and then whenever there was a shot I was just too drained to do, I'd throw it to somebody else, So kind of a solo thing, but I had assistance.
How did you manage the feedback coming from the show? Did you get a lot of like reviews? Did you have like your friends like be in the test audience?
Yeah, they were a test audience. Yeah. We did like a lot of things where we'd like screen our progress, every few months. That's pretty great. It
was really get a lot of good feedback from it.
Yeah, I mean, like they loved it, so they were like, no notes, it's perfect. But I think that's probably just because they also worked on it,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I haven't really gotten like a lot of like reviews or anything, but the very few that I've had have been like glowing,
Are you planning on making it like this a bigger thing that you could show off to festivals, or just a silly little
I actually
YouTube project?
Just got it into a festival now.
Really? That's awesome.
Yesterday.
That's awesome.
That's wild. Yeah, I mean, like kind of both. I mean, it's also, I want to make sure that I still have like full creative control over the project.
Right.
But, I still want to branch out, try and see.
You gotta watch out for working with big companies. All the big companies I've worked for always wanted like 100% creative control.
Yeah, my dad was trying to like, turn this into a business, and he was also doing that. It's just like, I don't know. It's okay. He's not an artist. It's always kind of a thing. There's always like this disconnect,
Yeah, I get it. I used to sell scripts all the time, and I have a couple shows. Yeah. I saw. The problem with selling scripts is once they buy it, they don't necessarily have to make it. They just want to buy it so you can't make it. So once I learned that game, it was very easy to sell scripts. But I reached a point where my creativity just kind of was stunted because I wanted to like see my production like created.
Yeah, you want to say you're more like
There's been a few companies that have stolen my ideas and just like put another person's name on it, but you know,
Ew.
it is what it is at this point. What were you saying?
Yeah. No, I wasn't saying anything. But yeah, it's definitely, I'm still like, I'm only like 27 and I'm only a couple years into this, so I am hoping I can get some of those collaborations going, but obviously, I am just very fatigued right now, I will say.
I get
I
that.
did actually hit burnout working on episode 3.
I believe it. Have you ever heard of Rebel Taxi Pan Pizza? Any of those?
Yeah, he actually saw it. He did like
Really?
yeah, he well, I mean, he hasn't like, I don't think he's done like any like anything public about it, but like, yeah, we I showed it to him, he loved it, and he's been like promoting it on his Twitter.
That's awesome because he's working on that Loki IRL pilot right
Mhm.
now that he just screened at what was it, the big convention in
MomoCon.
Atlanta, MomoCon. Yeah, there you
MomoCon.
go.
I wish I could have gone so bad, but I had family arrangements, man. I was so bummed.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of like bigger YouTubers like to go to that one. Eventually, I'll make my way out there. I haven't
Yeah, I didn't
gotten
realize. I
there
was
yet.
surprised. I need to go next year. I absolutely have to go next year.
Yeah, that would be a good place to maybe take the first 3 episodes and like do it at a panel. You know.
Yeah. I've actually been yeah, I need to apply to panels again. I really do. I think the biggest thing is I'm really excited to yeah. So right now I will say I think episode 4 is the first one where I'm going to like hand off my work to a team.
Yeah.
Um yeah. But episode 4 is a really special one. I'm really excited for that one. So basically, if you don't know, episodes 3 and 4 are going to be a two-parter. Episode 4 is, I think, a really special one for me.
If there is one evolution you'd like to see in the future installments of Soulbound, whether it's stylistic, narrative, or technical, what would you like it to be?
I don't know. I'm just like always working to like up the production quality a little bit each episode, basically,
Mm-hmm.
and just like general stuff. Like, I'll also learn things outside of my own field, like sound design and mixing, just so I can like try and also direct that and make sure that's the best it can be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now for stylistically, would you rather it go in more of like an anime route or a traditional like American style?
I guess more of like, because I definitely did take more influence from like American cartoons,
Mm-hmm.
so probably that, but with more of like a kind of artsy, like German, like European impressionistic film kind of feel.
Okay, yeah.
Where it is like very vibrant, but like also like very very again like very very specific look and feel.
It reminds me of something that you would have saw on Newgrounds a couple of years, like probably 10 years ago. I was saying a couple, and I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
old saying that, you know.
Dude, I remember. I think I mostly watched like Ed's World and Tankman on there.
I uh I used to have some of my animations on Newground back in the day, but
Oh, nice.
I'm so glad you can't find them because they were bad.
Yeah,
Me learning
I never
animation as
really.
a teenager was terrible.
I completely missed like the new grounds boom when getting into animation. I was like kind of past my time a little bit.
Yeah,
Just like
but it
no.
was a beautiful era. Lots of independent artists and creatives and stuff.
Yeah. And like now we have that, except there's actual like funding behind a lot of them now. So that's
Well,
what you get with
now you can put an animation on TikTok and it gets 1 million hits in 24 hours. You know,
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out TikTok. So I've
TikTok's
tried like
really
promoting
easy
myself.
algorithm. You gotta hit the right fan base. You gotta use the right
Yeah,
hashtags
that's
and
the
stuff.
thing. Is it's like a whole like algorithm game and like that. I just hate that shit. I can't do it. It like kills my soul. I
Yeah.
need like I need like an agent that can handle that shit. Like someone who can like handle the more technical sides of like my work. Because yeah, I'm not really the best at that.
If you could collaborate with any like celebrity or studio with Soulbound, I was gonna call it Spellbound. It's Soulbound. I don't know why I want to say Spellbound, but if you could collaborate with any other like celebrity or studio for Soulbound, what would it be and why?
I mean, probably Glitch or Spindle Horse.
Mm-hmm.
Just getting like funding from them, I think, would be great. Or just like any kind of like cross promotion or collaboration would be awesome.
I think it would do good with Frederator. Frederator's always got good luck. You've seen,
Oh
yeah, they did good with Danny Phantom. There was the other one that they had on YouTube.
Bravest Warriors.
Bravest Warriors. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Adventure Time, that kind of stuff. So it seems almost like in the vein of those kind of shows.
Oh, it definitely is. It definitely is. Yeah. Kind of that more like experimental, like Adult Swim type of Toonami.
Yeah, I can see it very much on Adult Swim.
Yeah, it's like kind of sort of like a lot like Aqua Teen Hunger Force, like mocking, tropes of like Saturday morning cartoons.
Man, I did a pilot for Comedy Central one time, and it was just like, I was just so amazed that they were even taking stuff like that at the time,
Yeah.
So maybe that's an avenue you might look. You never know what studios are looking for this kind of stuff, Yeah, Comedy Central. Yeah, they have a little animation division going on right now, or at least they had one when they were trying to bring some of these shows back, like Beavis and Butthead, and there was another. I think Futurama.
Yeah, that was like that was a 2010s era. Yeah, remember that?
No, they just brought it back again recently.
They did on Hulu. Yeah.
Yeah. But Beavis and Butthead was not that long. It was probably like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, I've seen like a little bit of the reboot. It's pretty nice.
Also That's all Comedy Central right there.
Yeah. I think it's Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, what advice would you give to aspiring animators or independent creators who want to start their own animated series?
I'd say keep going, but also set realistic, deadlines for yourself. Don't put too much on yourself. Don't, be like, I could do this whole thing in, this amount of time. Then kill yourself, Yeah. The only reason I managed to even succeed with the absolute mess that was the Soulbound pilot was because I took my time with it.
Absolutely. And the thing with doing that kind of stuff is you got to set a schedule, but try to be aware that you need like a break from this stuff too. You need to be able to decompress and live a normal life in order to be less stressed.
Yeah. No, definitely look after yourself.
Man, I was highly impressed when we met because, like, dude, it seems like you got your stuff together. You got such an amazing voice cast. You listen to the animation here. The voice cast is just amazing. All very professional. Usually you get like with these YouTube projects, it's like you said, people starting out, but they don't sound as you have like people who sound like they're in the industry,
Well, they're not, but they have worked in like a lot of fan projects, basically.
Right. Yeah, you can tell the experience behind them.
Yeah, like they never really, like I say, they never really got to make it into the industry. At least not as of now. Most of them haven't. The voice of Sunkaro actually did. She, I think, got into like the dub of My Dear Friend Nokotan. And she's also like, working as like a dub actor in anime. But the voice of Lupe, I would say, is the most underrated one.
I honestly think they're all underrated. I was listening to it, I was like, man, this is like they all got their stuff together here,
Yeah. And like again, like a lot of them were like just kind of people I've been friends with for a while. The one like new person is of course the voice of Nicarina, and actually we met at a con surprisingly and really hit it off, and that's when she was like, yeah, I would love to play like a cartoon villain lady.
That's the best place. Yeah. That's the best place to meet like voice actors is at these conventions because they're always hungry and looking for work.
Yeah. And part of the
Any
whole
final?
reason.
Oh,
sorry,
go ahead. No.
Part of the reason why Nakrina's design is so bottom heavy is because her voice actress is so proud of her ass. That was like the first thing she's like, I did all the squats. Look at me. I'm like, hell yeah, I love that for you. Yeah,
That's awesome.
So I'm like, I gotta give her a tribute, And you know what? It also got some people into it,
Yeah.
Got the furries coming.
Hey,
They got money.
Right.
They got money.
They got money to spend. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like the whole tail thing.
The tail?
Yeah, one of the characters has a tail.
Oh, you mean a bunch of characters have tails. Like Lupe?
There was like a fox tail.
Oh, this is the main guy, the wolf guy.
Yeah, the main one. Yeah, I like that. That was cool.
Yeah,
I like the design of him.
Yeah, he's like the one like kind of humanoid-ish design to show that he's supposed to be like kind of the audience surrogate character.
Mm-hmm. So, any final thoughts on Soulbound?
I don't know. Besides, well, I will say, it's been nice, having the success. I am completely drained right now, so I'm just I am so ready for someone or something to just lift me up and make this job a little bit easier for myself.
Gotta put it on Patreon, make some extra cash for you.
I do have a Patreon.
Outsourcing.
Yeah,
you do have a Patreon, really?
Yeah. I mean, we haven't promoted it as much recently because I've just been kind of doing other side hustles to make money. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably put that in the description for everybody who's watching.
I think I would rather just get more attention on the series, I would say. So how about the newest episode? Yeah, episode 2.
Episode 2. Okay. Yep. When does episode 3 come out?
We're right at the finish line, basically. We only have a few seconds left of animation to finish. And then sound design is going to be finalized next week. So awesome. Ideally, that's when we'll have it done.
So you're working hard on it. You're on the grind. You're getting this done.
I've got people picking up my work right now, but yeah.
That's awesome, man.
It was straight up just I got I want to say 98% done with episode 3's animation before I just completely broke down. So I've got a couple friends that are just helping out with that right now.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on. It was a blast having you on the show.
Thank you.
Don't be a stranger when we're doing one of those panel episodes and we need people. Feel free to jump on and we'll talk some more animation and a bunch of stuff.
I'll be down to jump back in once episode 3 or 4 is done.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on in and promote episode 3 and whatnot. Tell my fans where they might be able to find you, Jeff.
Okay. YouTube, I'm at Over Coffee Creations, spaces between all of them. And then I have my personal channel, Nerd McGurd, all one word. I'll fucking type it here. Hold on. That's it right there. And then I'm just typing in the private chat, so you got it.
All right. Bam! Got it.
And the main thing is Over Coffee Creations. That's the thing that I need more attention on right now.
Definitely. All right, so we'll send the fans over there.
Yeah, subscribe, give comments, do everything to just boost the algorithm.
Right. Make sure you guys go check Jeff at Over Coffee Creations. It's got amazing animations. If you're into the Newgrounds kind of early stuff, you're gonna really like his style. What else? There was another one that they used to do animations like that. Screw Attack. Screw Attack used to be a great place for animation.
Yeah, I actually do I love Death Battle, so obviously I'm biased there, but yeah.
I love Death Battle too.
Yeah, and they play around with a lot of different styles too, especially with all the different characters they have from different franchises. It's really fun.
They did Wile E. Coyote versus Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, I saw that one. That was really funny.
So I still haven't gotten to the battle yet, but I'm getting there.
Oh, okay. So you don't know who?
I have no idea who wins. But that's the end of our show. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe for more videos coming soon. We got plenty more guests coming on, and so we hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, bye-bye. Hey, man, great